Crazy beards. Now they're looking at us. They can see us.
They can hear us. Be quiet.
Everybody be
Professionals.
ASMR episode of D&D Beyond.
Yeah, hey, what's up, everybody? How you doing? I get engulfed by the gelatinous cube. I feel my save on purpose.
I hate this so much already.
I do that thing where you touch the microphone, but this is such a nice microphone. I don't want to touch it.
I know that feel.
Of these bronze dice rolling.
Oh, jeez.
It sounded like a crit.
Alright, it's triggered.
Like you're like the dice rolling drop, and then you just dropped. You dropped the microphone.
I hope those
I'm
were
the
like fancy
greatest
level up
ASMRist.
dice, stone
No,
dice.
we lost B Dave. He's like,
True.
that's
No,
it.
I'm never far. I realized when you roll dice, maybe I should have some.
That's what the dice roller in D&D Beyond is for.
You know, I start with the dice roller and then it betrays me and then I switch back into my
At least if you get good rolls out of actual dice, because I don't. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you
Hi,
need
Jasmine.
a dice jail in the dice roller.
I actually submitted that as a potential thing that we should have as part of
Dice jail,
I will
a
just
dice
say-
tray.
As-
Yeah.
throw
as an
that
aside-
T20 away, like you can like throw it and instead.
As an aside, friend of the show, Anna Prosser, legit has the worst luck I've ever seen a human being have now. Having played with her a couple times, I had her in one-on-one shots this week. I've never seen a human being roll that many like ones and twos. Like statistically anomalously bad. Like, I was like, maybe you should switch dice. Also, those are bad.
I
Oh,
think
okay.
she was also very bad at dice camera action. Like her rolls were terrible. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's a
she's got
brand.
bad luck.
it's a brand
As
thing.
someone who min maxes my stats so that I have a modifier so that I can still roll well. Yeah, I get that.
Mhm.
That.
Mhm. Sorry.
Are we
Yes,
playing
hello,
D&D
everyone.
today? Or are we just
This is
hanging out?
D&D.
No, we're just gonna talk about it.
No,
for a
I
while.
was entertained by the conversation. I guess I
know.
should welcome everyone. Hello and welcome to another episode of Silver and Steel right here on D&D Beyond, Tuesday nights, 6 to 8 p.m. every single week. We are up to episode 13, which is pretty exciting. I'm so excited to see what adventures our party gets up to today. But before they get up to anything, we need to know who they are and who they play. We're going to go in reverse order today. Take it away, Meagan.
Put me on the spot. Hello,
Right?
everyone. I'm Meagan Kenreck. I'll be playing Sofieus, a level 5 alchemist artificer. And I've never fought a flail snail. So this is going to be really interesting today. Also, if you loved my patented butter perfume, then you're going to love my new line called Eau de Purple Worm. It'll be sure to attract your favorite mole, and it comes packaged in a tinkered toy-like bottle that emits an odor, essence of purple worm.
It almost sounds
Arr.
like a beverage you drink. Like, can you do you
mean-
eat the purple worm at the bottom of every bottle? Like, is it a
I
gummy
like
worm?
tequila.
Now it is.
Right? I don't know. Like, I feel
is
like
now.
I think
it's a liquor-soaked worm.
It's like full of juice, right? And it's got a closed mouth, and you like peel open all 4 of its mouths, wherever those things are. You know how they do, and then you just chug it. It's like Monster Energy drink, only it's a monster.
You made it way
Sure.
It's
nastier.
literally
I mean,
a
it
monster
Like than
energy
what I
drink.
was imagining, because I was
Perfume.
imagining like a bottle that you spray all the perfume. and
Oh,
the
I
worm
was
at the
thinking.
bottom.
I mean, there's like a noise that.
Mhm.
Oh, I was thinking of an organic worm, which I was like,
No, I mean it's organic, but it still makes
Yeah.
that noise.
But it's
That's
organic,
fair.
but it is
That's
not
fair.
cruelty free. Yes. Mhm.
Oh, it's still alive
It's-
too. That's the thing.
It's full cruelty.
I hallude.
speaking of full cruelty, Todd, who are you? And
I am the full
Oh.
cruelty.
Oh.
As Patrick Stewart once said, I am the full cruelty. I am the creative manager at D&D Beyond, and I am playing Avren, and I am also the concubine of Meagan Kenreck. She is my wonderful wife. I don't know what
True.
that means.
You are a bed consort. That is true.
Okay, consort, whatever. I don't know.
Alter.
I don't know what's
I don't
happened.
know.
It's already gone away from me, and we're
Wait,
like 5
am
minutes.
I
in.
Better
the
way to
trickster?
say
Am I
that.
the trickster god now?
Yes, that's the
Cool.
trick. Is it's been you the whole time.
It's been you the entire time.
Avren's just a villager who was mining potatoes. You know how you mine potatoes?
Potatoes.
That's who I am.
Potatoes.
From the earth?
Yeah.
I want French fries.
fair.
God put potatoes here for me and for you. Take advantage, man. Take
Mm.
advantage.
Lauren, take it away.
I don't know how to follow any of that. I'm Lauren Irvin. I'm the community manager for D&D Beyond. I like potatoes.
B Dave.
B. Dave Walters. I say words about things. I'm everywhere 7 days a week doing stuff. Crowdfunding for a documentary right now. Check it out on my Twitter at B. Dave Walters. And I'm just here to make some escargotum.
You were thinking about that. You prepped that.
You've been waiting to make that joke.
First of all,
Yep.
no, that was all fresh off the dome. That was. 2, here's how much I love Jasmine. I love you so much, Jasmine. I love the fact that we're just here live and you're chilling, putting on makeup, eating food. Like, I mean, it's like we're 13 episodes. We're at that stage in our relationship, internet.
We're fully comfortable.
This is proof that
I
we're
put
a real
way too much
D&D game.
chicken in my mouth, and then I was like, I can get through this during B Dave's intro, and then I realized the intro was coming to an end, and I still had chicken in my mouth.
Mhm.
It's good chicken.
Zone
It
of
is.
safety.
It's chicken shawarma.
Oh, did you make this time?
No.
Mm.
I ordered in, but
Ooh.
I do love me like shawarma. That's like my favorite food, so that's a treat. Today.
You know how I know you love it? You say it correctly. Or we're like
Yeah.
shawarma.
Yeah.
If
I will
you
say
like
it is
shawarma.
Do you like
Shawarma.
shawarma?
I do want to find out where you ordered it from so that I could get some myself. So
Yeah, I'll DM you. This place
Yeah.
is dope, and they have a great garlic paste, and the garlic paste is my favorite part because I'm a big garlic
Ah.
fan. But I'm an even bigger fan of D&D. Look at that segue.
Seamless.
Just like that. Hit the trailer.
Mwah.
Oh, too slow.
I'm gonna be ready this
Oh.
time.
We're
And
gonna order
back.
gyros.
You know, we were doing good, and then you did bad.
Next episode is just like the dinner episode. It's
True.
that time in a D&D campaign where everybody comes and is like, man, I'm so tired. Can we just like eat and talk? And we're gonna spend 2 hours just having really
That's
good
the
food and
best show.
chatting.
Yeah.
Our show is actually after we're done playing, talking about the game.
Yep. Each episode.
Eating
Each
shawarma.
episode.
Wait, how
Yeah.
do you say it again,
It's
Jasmine?
called the show's called
Shawarma?
Uninvited.
Oh, I can't roll my tongue.
Oh, it's
So you
just
can't do that.
Shawarma?
shawarma.
Shawarma.
Shawarma?
Yeah. And some of the other words, it's like every culture says it differently because a lot of countries
Shawarma.
share the cuisine. So like when it comes to like hummus, some people say hummus and other people say hummus.
I've heard hummus.
Yeah, there's like a lot of different ways to say. Basically, everything other than hummus is correct.
Right.
Okay,
We're
so
like,
I
well,
won't
this
say
is
it that way.
America. We're gonna make it correct. This is America.
So
America.
basically, everything I know that's not American is probably wrong. The way that
No,
I'm
your life is
pronouncing
a
it.
lie. Yeah, that's
It's-
true.
It's probably all a lie.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah, it's not even Todd. It's Toad. Yeah.
That's been told this entire time. The
That's
wet
just like I had a
sprocket.
friend whose name was Sean, spelled Sean, and anytime people would be like, "How do you spell that?" He'd be like, "The correct way." 'Cause he was
Oh
from Europe.
yeah.
He'd always say that every time when people are like, "How do you spell that?" He'd just be like, "The correct way," and I'm like, "This is the hill you're gonna die on." Is that the correct?
Also, that's
Sean
like that is hipster. That is proof. That's hipster crap, and no one likes you. Yeah.
People
I
still
don't know
call
that
me.
guy, but I hope he's watching, and that no one likes you, bro. Because that is
call
why.
out.
Oh,
Yeah.
jeez.
Wow. That was like a thousand
here's
people
the
just found
important
out
point.
that no one
Here's the
likes.
important thing, internet. At no point has Jasmine corrected me. At no point is she like, no, he's a bro. He's the best guy. She's like, yeah, no, screw that guy.
I mean, we
this
were
the
on the
same guy
same
that was
debate
felt-
team, and I don't know if you know the type of people that competitive debate attracts.
Mhm.
It's a certain type. There's a certain type there, you know, and some of them are great people, people, but some of them are.
Like you were on the debate team.
It's
and,
true.
and
Thank you.
thus,
Thank you.
thus
We-
great people
le-
on the debate team.
Todd is not exaggerating when we spend a lot of time talking after the show. And one of the things we were talking about is anytime someone's arguing to be the devil's advocate, no one wants that. No one wants that. Yeah.
Nope.
So-
As soon as someone says not to play devil's advocate,
and don't.
It's kind of like how everything before but doesn't matter.
yeah, yeah,
Literally.
yeah. Okay.
I
Life
understand what you're
lessons.
saying,
Yeah, no, nerd rage receding, ready to kill some snails. Sorry.
I'm
All
still
right.
angry about the Todd
Can we
issue.
But I've
just
got
have another
something-
stream where we just talk for 2 hours?
Right? Just a podcast. Yeah.
Yeah,
that'd be great.
It's okay. I've got
we'll call it a
something.
Toddcast.
A Toddcast.
Oh, Toadcast.
Because
sorry,
there's not enough
sorry,
things on this,
forgive me.
this
Aw.
channel that
Podcast.
have his name. I'm totally up for it. I'll produce this. I'll put it out as a podcast.
Todd
It'll be
Talks
great.
is your fault, by the way. Anyways,
Toad
It is,
Talks.
and I'm totally willing to accept responsibility. I
everyone
have no
thinks it's
shame.
my fault. Wow, that guy really thinks highly of himself.
Right? Named a show after himself.
It is an accurate
Oh,
description
word.
of what is happening. Todd talks.
Yeah.
It is talk.
It's technically true.
It is. Yes.
Listen, I come up with the best names. I'm just saying.
Well, not to play the devil's advocate, but I do have something to cheer all of you up. We've got some great gifts.
Yay, Robo!
Yay.
I love these gifts so much.
I can
Yeah.
hear Jasmine yelling at me as this character through the gift. It's a flail snail.
It'll humble you.
It'll humble you. It's about to
So
try.
many of my characters just yell now that I'm thinking about. No,
I love it.
most
They're
Because
all
they're all
like,
congested. That's why.
Yeah. Pretty much.
they're all people I've met in New York.
Also, that freely waving is going to be a gift that I use on a regular
Yeah.
basis on Twitter now. Yeah, I am always a fan of gifts that do not require any other explanation, and so being
Where-
waving frantically makes me so
Wait,
happy.
I can't handle my
Where-
own face.
Where are these though? Like, it's the one above it is me waving from, but like, who posted these
Ro-
so I can?
these are-
Robo Goblin.
Yep,
Robo
Robo
Goblin.
Goblin
Yep.
01, I believe. So,
Perfect.
Robo
Perfect,
Goblin
perfect,
is
perfect.
the gift master.
Yes,
There's a lot
absolutely.
of competition for that title, but it's leading the league right now. That's for sure.
Also,
I
I
thought I
still want
had
a rolling
another-
fish tank.
It's fine. I mean, I'm just in envy though because I kind of wish I had some shawarma.
I mean, apparently that word doesn't exist.
No, it doesn't. I can't say it.
Yep.
Shawarma.
I just appreciate I feel like she like throws up a little bit every time we say it wrong. We're like,
No, that's not true at all.
I mean,
I
fair.
wasn't gonna call you
Totally
out.
fair.
You exposed yourselves. BB.
it's true.
Listen,
Congratulations, you played yourself.
I am totally willing to admit that I can name things. I just can't say things. So I don't know what I'm doing on the show. Goodbye.
It's true.
Okay, see you later. I feel like I make it worse every time I try saying it right. I'm just not going to say it.
But you know what you can do right is fight 6 flail snails.
We'll see.
Oh, I
This
thought it was
transition is
4.
So-
the best.
Flail
I'm-
snails have resistance to magic.
But we don't know that.
We don't know that.
We don't know that.
I have
Secret
not.
stuff.
I've
We don't know
told
that.
you- Yeah.
So let's see. I had already rolled for initiative. I had Freely as going first, Blink as going second, Sofieus is going third, Callie as going fourth. And then we had Snail A, who's already taken a chunk of damage.
Yeah, I dropped it on him.
Mm-hmm. And then we have Avren after that snail. And then we've got a whole slew of snails.
A slew, A pack?
slew- A slew. What does one call multiple snails?
a blessing. I don't know. Group
We're
of-
silly with snails.
Hmm.
What do we call a group of snails?
And escar.
It's called a route, a walk.
Oh,
Really?
A group of snails can be
Wait,
referred
what?
to as a route, walk, or a word that I'm not going to pronounce correctly.
I sure
Yes.
hope it's not a route of
Which I-
snails or we're in trouble.
That's literally what it says. Yep, I've thank you for quick googling, but yes. Now
Just,
those are snails. What you
Hmm.
want to call a group of flail snails is totally up to Jasmine and her wonderful world. So
we're gonna call him
Bernard the
Dad.
bear says flail cargo, but I like fail cargo.
Yep. It
That's
depends
only
on if
if
we
we
win or
win.
not, whether or not
Yeah.
it's fail.
If we win. If we
True.
win.
True.
Also,
So-
I have exactly 2 spell slots left, and these things are gigantic. So here we go. Let's we're gonna make this happen.
So when we last left our party, they had ventured into the sea caves in an attempt to make it to Callie's hometown in the Underdark. They came across a flail snail hunter, a seeker of flail snails, who went only by the name Blank. He was a gnome with a candle on his head and crazy wiry mutton chops and wispy, like seafoam green hair. He took a shine to Callie because he realized Callie was from around his parts and that she understood the parlance. And he had a mole train, which a lot of puns were made about. He has a crazy contraption, basically a dog sled pulled by giant moles, and he needed help gathering his moles together since he had set them almost like hunting dogs to track down flail snails, and a few of them had gone missing. The most precious of these, Larry, was found cornered in a cave full of flail snails. Freely rapidly tried to get to his rescue. However, he was struck by the bludgeoning flail of one of these snails, and this is so difficult to describe these encounters. And he was thrown aside, and he is currently, I believe, knocked out, passed out on the ground.
Oh no.
Yep.
Yeah, he's unconscious as of right now. But Blink is attempting to help you, and everyone else has just entered the battle. So we did the very first round with Freely and Blink, and now we are at the top of the round. The rest of you have entered this like sort of cave, or this offshoot, away from the main chamber you were in. And once again, you see Blink furiously trying to shove knives, forks, all matter of shrapnel, thumbtacks into the front of what is a comically large blunderbuss about the size of him. Freely, you get to act first. What do you do?
Now, to be clear, even though I'm dual wielding, if I cast a cantrip, I cannot use my bonus action to attack. Correct?
I don't believe so, unless you have an ability that allows you to attack as a bonus action, like the way barbarians do.
I don't. I mean, I am dual wielding, but besides that, I do not. No problem. Okay. You guys can see Freely do something he's never done before, where his sword erupts into green flames. Green flame blade to attack this thing, which I make a melee attack, which I already rolled. Is 19 enough to hit? The one I'm already hurt, by the way.
Yes, the one that's closest to you. A 19 does hit.
So I'm still gonna drop my smite on him though.
Okay.
Because I need to try and put at least one of these things away because the odds are not in our favor. For 6, 9, 10, 14, 20 points of damage.
20 points of damage.
Nice.
So let me see. You had already put. Did I keep track of?
I had laid a not insignificant beating on it all.
No, I believe you had already cut off 3 tentacles. Okay. So as your blade comes down and you slice off 2 of the remaining tentacles, none of its tentacles remain. And as this happens, it retreats into its shell and begins a sound that shatters your eardrums and is simultaneously the most pathetic and the most disturbing sound you've ever heard in your life. It is high-pitched, it is groany, and it starts shaking the walls of the cavern around you in a just monotonous, never-ending wail.
Do the other snails react in any way?
Nope.
Well,
Blink takes one look at it and says, well, let's see. Blink takes one look at it and says, "Oh yeah, it's gonna do that for about 11 minutes."
Oh my god.
11 minutes?
They do that when they die.
Why didn't you tell me that before I killed it?
But that's what, if you cut off all the flail snails' flails, then it retreats and it oh god, and he starts.
I don't like kale.
Don't aim at the
Why
flails.
is everyone yelling kale?
Do not aim at the flails.
It's a terrible sound, and it won't stop until and he takes aim at another one of it, but the one that struck Larry.
Sail is a terrible song.
And his shot goes flying wide. He takes aim and gets knocked back by the force of his blunderbuss, and the shrapnel flies and hits the ceiling, but does not hit any of the flail snails. Sofieus, it is your turn.
I was muted. Sorry about that. Larry, the most precious mole, is currently unconscious, right?
Yes.
I would like to cast Sanctuary on Larry.
Oh, okay.
I'll make sure he's
You
okay.
see like a little protective, almost like a blanket, come and envelop itself around Larry, tucking him in where he is on the floor.
Yeah, like a blue cloud comforter. Just tuck him in.
It even nestles around the arrowhead that's sticking out of his head.
Oh. Is he hurt at all?
He is, yes, quite a bit.
I'm going to
Grant him a warrior's death.
I'm going to cast Healing Word.
Okay. And how much does that heal him for?
That heals him for 11 points.
11 points. So you see Larry's little legs start kicking and you see his nose start snuffling. And with the blanket, the ethereal little cloud blanket still on him, he kind of gets up and like snuffles around. Is that all you want to do on your turn?
I would also like to attack the flail snail that Freely just attacked.
Okay.
The
one that's in its shell?
Yeah, the one that he just cut the tentacles off that's currently screaming really loudly.
Okay.
Like a toddler having a tantrum, but
Mhm.
really loud. I kind of like fumble this green sludge because it's so loud. It's kind of distracting and jarring. And I'm just going to try and pull out this circular utensil and blow a green sludgy bubble at it and cast Acid Splash.
Okay.
That will do as a dex save of 14, first of all.
All right. A
and it
dex save of
does
14.
12 points of damage.
Okay. So because this is a flail snail, it actually has advantage on saving throws against spells, which it succeeds. And oh gosh. Okay, so now we roll a d6 to see what happens. Got a 5. So, but you notice this the shell start to scintillate as your acid like comes and splashes against it. And then you see it almost like seep into the shell, but it doesn't really melt the shell. It just kind of gets absorbed into it. And then you see the shell start to glow, and then boom. Each creature within 30 feet of the snail must make a DC 15 Constitution saving throw, which I believe is going to be Larry, Blink, and Freely.
Oh, no.
Hold on. No, that's okay. That's all right. No, we're good. Con, you
I have
say?
made a terrible decision.
18. What do I need?
15. So you pass.
Hey.
So you only take.
Oh.
You only take 3 force damage as the shell's energy splashes against you.
And I witnessed that was when she hit it with a spell.
Yep.
Good.
Are Larry and Blink okay?
Blink is, Larry is not,
Oh.
but he only takes 6 damage. So he gets knocked over again as the force like kind of pushes him and manages to regain his footing. He looks a little worse for the wear, but he's still on his feet. And then it is, let's see here. Callie's turn.
In the psychic link, so that I don't have to try to yell over this flailing of death snails, do we want to just grab the last mole and retreat?
Well, how much melee are you all capable of?
I am only capable of melee and ranged attacks, but there are a lot of these snails, and I would like to survive to go rescue my father.
Well, I mean, how many are there really? I mean, there's just
There are 6. There's 6.
What do
right,
you
Jasmine?
mean you think this is silly?
It's
This
we're in
is-
this.
Oh, the psychic link? Okay.
Yeah, the
Right,
psychic
right,
link.
okay, right,
Yeah.
right.
No, I like the idea that we've been yelling this entire time into the psychic link.
That's fun too.
I can't even hear my own thoughts.
I mean, these things live here. It's not our problem. We can go.
But pretty. Look at their shells.
Yes. Also, their shells are prone to that.
But
And
but the mole man. We're trying to help the mole man. Like he seems like a I'm watching him like shovel spoons and forks into his
Mhm.
blunderbuss. He seems like a upright,
Well,
relatively put together fellow.
he did say he'd give us a ride if we helped him.
Yeah, but I could give you a ride, okay? Like I could put you on my back, right?
I mean, okay, you can still carry me, but that doesn't mean we're gonna get there any faster.
That's true.
As the two of them continue to grouse at each other, Callie will move so that she is between the flail snails and the mole that
Mhm.
is trying to escape. Is anyone currently adjacent to a snail?
Larry is and Freely is. And Blink is pretty close to one as well.
Are you
okay.
snail adjacent?
Well, that's important for reasons. So, okay, the one that is adjacent to Larry, gonna psychic blades. All right, here we go.
Is that the one without tentacles?
Well, yeah, I'm now looking for one that's alive. Or I'm looking for one that's alive, not the dead
Okay.
one that's screaming. Is there
Okay.
an alive one that's adjacent to somebody?
Wait, is the one
Yes.
screaming dead?
It's dying.
It's in its death throes.
So like we don't have to hit it anymore for it to just die on its own.
Yeah, it's just gonna take 11 minutes to scream.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and we've got 5 more of these. Okay, so is there one that is still alive that is adjacent to somebody?
Yes, there is one that is alive that is adjacent to Larry, the mole.
Are-
I don't know if that counts.
Would Larry be considered? Oh, I think is it an ally?
I mean, even a familiar can. Like, it doesn't have to be like actively fighting. It just has to be nearby.
Is Larry considered an enemy of the snail?
Yes, I would say yes.
Awesome, then that's what I'm going
The
after.
snail tracking mole.
Perfect. I just need for my sneak attack for an enemy to be adjacent to it. So
Okay,
thank you very much, Larry. Is that an 18 to hit?
that hits.
Awesome. So my first psychic blade is gonna do 20 psychic damage.
Okay,
And then I will bonus action hit it again. It's a 14 hit.
it does not.
Okay. And then yeah, I will move so that I am. I mean, these moles are huge, so I can't really be on like
Yeah,
straddling it.
they're
can
about
I?
they're the size of a very, very large corgi.
Okay. Yeah,
like
Callie's-
a husky corgi.
The chunky moles.
Oh, those husky corgis are so cute. All right, Callie's gonna move in such a way so that she can try to block this flail snail from hitting Larry.
Okay, so you're
And
gonna
then-
place yourself between the flail snail and Larry.
Yeah, I imagine I'm like straddling Larry's head or something.
Mhm.
I will try to protect this mole as much as possible.
Okay.
And that will be the end of my turn.
The dying flail snail continues its death wails. Avren, it is your turn.
Oh boy. Okay. So we don't seem to be disengaging.
Well, you had said that you wanted to help, and so here I am. I'm helping.
I cast mirror image and I
Okay.
run over and I as a bonus action invoke duplicity. So there are now 5 of me.
Okay.
And Sofieus, throw me the perfume.
Wait, which
The
one are you?
snails stink. Whatever makes me like attractive to snails. Do you have anything that makes me like attractive to snails?
I have this perfume here. Yes, yeah. Here. I hope
Yeah.
this is Avren. I hope this is the one that
You'd
you
have
actually
to throw
are.
it on your turn. You can plan to throw it.
I'm gonna
between-
plan to throw
yeah.
it.
Okay.
You're already pretty
just-
slimy.
Just smack me with it. Just hit me. Just break it over me.
Like he's a ship that you're christening as he
Clink.
goes off to sea.
I'm just gonna flash dance this with all
Okay.
5 of me.
On your
And
snail voyage.
I am dancing in front. I'm trying to put myself in front of the I keep on wanting to say flail snails. I'm I am saying it. I think of the other fail. I'm just trying to get their attention. I'm like, ooh, like there's just 5 of me like dancing in their faces, and like I'm stomping on the ground. I'm hollering. I'm just going. I'm making squawking noises. I'm just.
Okay.
I don't know what snails like.
Yeah. Why don't you roll a intimidation check versus the snail's wisdom?
I don't think it's going to scare it, but yeah.
Does he get advantage because one of them is dead and screaming?
I don't know if the scream emboldens the other snails.
Yeah, I don't think. Yeah,
one of their own is under attack.
Oh, I figured it was one of their own is dead, so maybe they'd be more.
I only got an 8.
That's good because I got natural 20.
Hey!
Amazing! Every single time someone on the cast or myself rolls a nat 20, somebody in the audience wins a legendary bundle for D&D Beyond. Usually I say that at the beginning of the show. Now I'm going to say it in the middle. So get your fingers ready to enter the giveaway in the chat.
There you go. Yep, that's right.
We all got there. We all got there.
Flail snails. So your mirror images, how are they positioned? Are they, when you cast the spell, are they positioned around you?
Yeah, they kind of constantly shift and twist around me.
Mm-hmm.
I am keeping one of them, the one that's invoked duplicity is like right next to me, within 5 feet of me. Well, actually, I'd like to get as close to freely as I can, actually, in case I need to cast spells on him through it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. All right. Sorry, let me see here. So each time a creature targets you with an attack during the spell's duration, we'll roll a d20 to determine whether the attack instead targets one of your duplicates. What I'll do is I'll roll that twice in your favor, since you rolled such a good intimidation check. If you have 3 duplicates, you must roll a 6 or higher to change the attack's targets to duplicate. With 2 duplicates, you must roll an 8 or higher. With 1 duplicate, you must roll an 11 or higher. But in your case, you have 5. Yes, 5.
Oh, wait. So it's 3. There's me. Yeah. And then there's the invoked duplicity, which is separate from this, but it has its own rules.
Okay, perfect. And then what is your dex modifier?
Uh-oh. It's a +2.
Okay, perfect. So your duplicates have a AC of 12.
All right.
Perfect. And then it is the flail snail that is between you, Callie, and Larry. It is its turn. It is hurting. 2 of its beautiful flails have been chopped off cruelly with psychic blades, and it chooses to lash out at you with its flail tentacle.
Sure.
It's going to make 2 attacks.
I'm doing my best to protect Larry.
Oh. So I've got a 18 and a 14.
The 14 misses, the 18 hits, and so with that one, I will uncanny dodge!
Oh, perfect!
So one of these flails comes at me, and it's going to whack me on the head, but instead I kind of dodge over to the side, it just kind of grazes me, and so I will take half damage.
I need that gift for every show. I just uncanny dodge!
I do plan on doing that every single time. Uncanny dodge is my favorite thing about being a rogue.
So you take 4 damage as the flail collides with the side of your rib, and you realize that it would have collided with your head, which would have been infinitely worse. One of the snails that is sort of further towards the front, off on I would say Freely, you're facing this way, Freely's left, or no, right, Freely's right, and hasn't moved in hasn't actually gone in combat yet, I think. Slurches its way forward. Let's see. It is going to attack Freely because that is who is closest to it. I got a 23.
Ooh.
Oh, wait, there's a multi-attack. I got a 23 and a 17.
Hold on. Wait. One quick thing. I've seen. I'm going to use my shield.
Okay, perfect.
That will take my AC to Well, you said 23. You say?
Mm-hmm.
No, never mind. I'll take it because that would only be enough to dodge. My AC is 17.
Okay, so the second one, wait, does it say? Oh, okay, so the second one misses, and then the first
No,
one hits.
no. If you got a 17, it's 2 hits.
But you're using shield, right?
I am not going to. Like,
Oh,
I
okay.
would have used it if I could avoid all of it. Otherwise,
Oh,
I'm like,
okay, fair.
Yep.
I understand.
You're an all or nothing kind of person.
Mm-hmm.
So you take a total of 6 damage from the first flail, and then 5 damage from the second one, as both of its bludgeons come douche, douche. One hits you in your calf, and the other one hits you right on the derriere as it strikes out at you with reach. The flail snail that came in, the two that came in sort of after you entered this cavern, they're closer to Sofieus and Avren. Since Avren is making the most noise, they're going to go for you. Now, the spell's verbiage is so weird. So I have to roll a 6 or higher to attack a duplicate. And you have advantage on that. So... Or I have disadvantage on that.
You have disadvantage, yeah.
Right. So the first one attacks a duplicate. So we'll resolve that turn first. I don't know why I'm making the snails go at the same time. And then let's see if it actually hits. I got a 1 and a 3, so it does not. I didn't even know I could roll that badly on a multi-attack. Okay. So it strikes out at the nearest mirror image, striking wide. These images are moving and gyrating a lot, almost doing that dance from What We Do in the Shadows. And the flail snail cannot ascertain which direction you're moving in. The serpentine movements are far too much for its snail brain to comprehend, and it misses both times. The second one attacks. This one I got a 17. That's the higher roll, or the lower roll, because the other one's a 18 plus 5, 23. So that one, or wait, no, I wouldn't add my modifier. It would still attack a duplicate though, because it's a 6 or higher. Okay, perfect. And then it's going to multi-attack. I got a 19 and a 20. So this one, boosh, as its flail comes out, you just see like a puff of glitter purple and smoke as the mirror image dispels and completely disappears. However, there are 4 mirror images remaining. The last flail snail moves further into the tunnel that led you into this like little cavern, and it is blocking its way, but it is too far to engage in combat with any of you. And with that, it is the top of the turn. Freely, what do you do?
Our boy's looking a little beat up here. I was like, okay, all right. I go after the one that Callie's after.
Yeah.
In Green Flame Blade again.
Okay.
Is 17 enough to hit it?
Yes.
Hey. No smite this time. I got to keep that one last spell slot in my back pocket.
Yep.
So that is sorry. 10 points of damage.
Another tentacle comes sliding off its head. Now it only has 1 left.
Am I correct in assuming that I should not blast these things? Because it seemed to go poorly last time.
Are you asking Blink?
No, in the mental
mental link.
Stab it. Just stab it. Just stab. Stab.
Okay. Yep. That is it for me.
And then it is Blink's turn. Blink loads his blunderbuss and takes a shot at the same one that you were attacking freely. This time he finally manages to hit.
Every time this gun goes off, Callie just winces and looks up, expecting the ceiling to fall in.
You do? Wait, does Callie look up?
Oh yeah, every single time she's expecting.
You do notice that the wailing of the flail snail is making the stalactites quiver in a fashion that makes you a little uncomfortable.
Oh. Well, this is not going to be good very quickly.
So is this gnome also in our psychic link?
No.
No.
I haven't had a chance yet. He's just out loud.
He's about to shoot.
He just did, yeah.
Oh yeah, he shot.
And he's
Okay.
also half deaf, and there's a snail screaming.
Yeah,
So-
got all of it. Got all of it. Yep.
Yeah. But yeah, in the psychic link, you hear Callie as she's looking up, goes, "This is not going to be good very quickly."
So as he shoots, the last flail comes blowing off of the flail snail's head. It also retreats into its shell and also begins its death wail. It will take you hear Blink say out loud.
It's not good now.
16, 17. It will take it 17. That one will bleed out in about 17 minutes.
In the psychic link, I'm very impressed that he has this down to such a science that he knows
I've
the exact
killed
number
a lot
of
of
minutes.
these. That one's maybe got 11 minutes left on it. This one's got 17.
I'm not clear. I'm not clear on what
He
role
starts
the
loading his
moles
blunderbuss
played in
again.
this.
He's like a fry cook for like murder.
Hold on, Blink. The first one started screaming roughly 3 minutes ago. Are you sure it is not more like 8 minutes?
It has not been 3 minutes.
It's
Time
been
in
12
combat
seconds,
moves
yeah.
very slowly. Yeah.
Also,
Been 10
also,
minutes and 52 seconds.
Sofieus is a fry cook of murder, by the way. That's
It's
Sofieus.
true. Yeah, Sofieus
Yeah.
is the fry cook of murder.
100%.
Larry attempts to scuttle to his feet to get out. He's done his job of tracking down the moles. He doesn't want to be here anymore.
Smart mole.
He is going to disengage and use his full action to, well, he's only going to be able to make it to Avren. So he uses his full action to hide behind Avren's leg.
Oh,
He took a flail to the head and he doesn't want any more of this business. He also still has
Same.
sanctuary on him, however. Sofieus, it is your turn.
Avren, here is the stinky worm juice that you asked for.
I just try to make sure I embrace the juice.
The juice is loose.
Yeah.
It'll hit within like a 5-foot radius, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. So he gets coated completely
Mhm.
in the worm mucusy smell.
Mhm. Yeah, it's sort of sludgy but powdery at the same time.
Okay.
And it kind of smells like a dirty fish tank.
Oh, that's lovely.
Oh, so creatine.
Kind of musty, kind of moldy.
Just add me next time.
This only makes you more appealing to Larry, by the way. You notice now he's like kind of sniffing and looking at you curiously.
And Jasmine, can you describe our environment a little bit more? Like where we're standing? Are we inside a
Yeah.
cavern? Is it totally flat? Like there's no cliffs or anything?
So basically you have separated out from like the larger chamber you were in through this like narrow little rocky sort of, it almost looks like it's like between two cliffs. There is a ledge very high above you that falls almost like to a sheer drop, which is where Freely had his back to, creating like this almost circular dead end, if that makes sense.
Mhm.
Above you, there's stalactites. They're quivering now more than ever with the second whale snail joining its awful chorus, honestly, and they're not in sync at all. So they're just like vibrating at these different frequencies, and you see the stalactites shaking. The ledge that is like behind Freely is maybe, I want to say 60 feet up. It's pretty high up and it leads to someplace you can't see. It's very dark back there. In front of you, there are 3 snails. Closer to you and Avren, there are 2. And then there is one in the sort of narrow space behind you.
Okay. And I believe I was the one who was holding on to Sir Biswalot. Or
It's in the bag.
It's in
I
your
think.
bag.
Yeah.
Mhm.
it is in my, okay. So I'm going to like take Sir Biswalot out
Mhm.
and hold him in one hand, and with the other hand kind of study him, and you see like a purple aura emerge from its body.
Mhm.
And then I just redirect my hand down on the ground about 3 feet in front of me, and minor illusion another Sir Biswalot on the ground.
Okay.
And I will have this little worm follow us around for about 1 minute, just in case
Okay.
there are any other flail snails. Hopefully it will attract them.
Mm-hmm. As you do this, it occurs to you that the moles are what is attracted to the worms, and there's nothing in your cadre of knowledge that makes you think snails might be attracted to worms. And you do notice Larry's interest is highly piqued by your minor illusion on the ground. He immediately looks over and debates following it.
I push the one that's near me like away, like go.
The one that's like clinging to your leg.
Go to the worm. Please go to the worm.
Callie, it is your turn.
Oh dear. I'm looking up and I see these stalactites. And are any of them over us?
Yes.
Okay. How far would my friends and I need to move in order to be out from under them?
Let's see, for you and Freely, since you're towards the back of the cavern, you'd have to use your whole action to like move twice. For Avren and Sofieus, retreat would be a bit easier.
Okay. Do I think that I could strategically use a attack against one of these stalactites to make it drop on top of a snail?
Yes. I would say 100%. That's a very creative option, especially because their integrity is greatly compromised at this time.
I would like to move in the direction of exit. As I do in the psychic link, I'm going to say we should all retreat.
And the snail you were engaged with is actually currently retreated, so you wouldn't have to worry about attack of opportunity there.
Yeah. We should all retreat. And I'm going to show you why. And I would like to pull one of my real knives out because I can't attack a stalactite with psychic damage.
Yes, you're going to need something physical.
Yeah, I would like to attack it in such a way to try to make it fall. So I'm kind of looking for the spot that it's weakest. So it'll a giant spike on top of a flail snail. Why not?
Yeah. Actually, can you give me a I'm gonna say, can you give me I'm trying to think which one I want to use. An intelligence saving throw?
Absolutely. Intelligence saving throw. It's a 17.
17. That works for me. So because to me this is more like playing pool than it is like actually physically attacking this thing. It doesn't take much to drop it. So you all watch as Callie lines up the shot, and then very carefully chucks one knife. Tink. First you think nothing happens, and then you hear this awful crunching sound as the stalactite drops. And as it does, it strikes at the last snail that is in the back of the cavern with Freely.
I was always very good at snooker when I was first created.
I rolled really high. So that's 10, 16. Okay. Dealing 21 damage as it comes crunching down onto the soft, fleshy part, missing the shell almost completely. Freely, can you give me a dex save?
Why you dropped it on me? Ah! That was 22.
More than enough. You do a little cartwheel and deftly get out of the way as the stalactite falls to the ground, shattering, sending shards of stone flying everywhere, utterly decimating this flail snail. What is happening here? My keyboard keeps inputting. Oh, my 0 key was stuck. I was like, I'm not trying to deal 20,000 damage. I don't understand what's happening.
I am.
I mean, I am.
It's always been a dream of mine. Okay.
And
is that one dead?
No. That one actually didn't have any damage on it.
Does it look like
that was the first attack?
Okay. Does it look like it might be pinned and maybe won't be as much of an issue anymore?
It looks hurt, and you actually see it beginning to retract into its shell. However, it cannot do that until its turn.
Awesome. So that was my attack and that was my movement. As a bonus action, because I'm a rogue, I will move because I can cunning action, dash, disengage, or hide. So I'll do that to continue to move away and encourage everybody. We should not be in this cavern anymore. And that will be all I will do.
Avren, it is your turn.
Yeah. About that. So I'm gonna follow suit. I'm gonna walk out of range of the snails if I can.
Mm-hmm.
And I am going to summon my spiritual weapon.
Are you going to take the disengage action here? Otherwise, they will get an op attack. However, you do have. Wait, okay, so you get 3
Nah,
images
then I won't.
and then you duplicated, right? So
Yeah, I gotta roll. You know what?
and then 1 is down. So I think you have 3 left.
It'll be fine.
Y-
I'm just
okay.
gonna spiritual weapon this. I'm gonna cast it 60 feet into the ceiling,
Okay.
and I'm just gonna start knocking on stalactites,
Okay.
hoping to like knock another one loose and hit another snail.
All right. So, oh gosh.
So you've played billiards as well.
Sort
Let me
of.
see here. So do you attack sort of just generally?
No, I'm trying to line it up. Yeah.
Okay. So when you cast the spell, you make a melee spell attack against a creature within 5 feet of the weapon. So I'm assuming you're casting.
A creature. It says specifically a creature.
Yeah. At least that's my reading of it.
No. I mean, if it says creature, it says creature. You know what? I'm going to do the crazy thing. I'm going to cast thaumaturgy. So.
Okay.
It makes my voice 3 times as loud.
All right.
And I'm going to continue to scream and hop up and down.
Okay.
This is not at all what I had in mind.
So as you do this, the stalactites come crashing down with a thunderous sound all around Blink, Larry, Sofieus, you, and Freely. I'm gonna roll to see, but it also comes crashing down around the flail snails. So let's see.
Does Larry still have sanctuary?
Yes,
Okay.
but that saves it from attacks, and I would read this more as like
yeah, you're right.
environmental
You're
damage.
right.
Rocks fall, everybody dies.
This
Yeah.
is literally Roxwell.
Literally Roxwell. Oh God. Okay.
Horse hockey. This is the
6.
worst.
6 fall from the ceiling. And as they do, I'm just gonna
You're
roll.
welcome. You're welcome, everyone. This had to be
They
done.
hit. So there's
Thank you so much, Avren. This is such a good idea. As good as the better idea that
It's
I
a
had.
Todd party kill. It's
a-
everyone's favorite.
It's a super good idea. 6 seconds from now, when everybody's out of the room.
I just keep on chanting, "Can you feel the thunder?"
and
I liked it better when it was godlets.
16. So
I am a cleric. I am a god of action.
one of the flail
Clearly.
snails behind you, the stalactite comes crashing down, crunching into its shell, pinning it to the ground. The next one.
Boom! All
Next one
5 of me. Boom!
hits you, Avren.
Yep.
As it does so, I guess there would be.
Death?
I'm like wondering if the mirror image would even because the way
It's
I
not trying
feel-
to target. It's
yeah,
not.
it's not trying to target. So I don't
yeah.
think the mirror image here would help you. It's just pure luck.
Not unless it's you versus me
yeah.
right now.
However, unlike the snail, you can attempt to dodge for half damage. So if you want to try a dex saving throw,
Okay. Yeah, I just want to take it. I just
14.
just
I got 14 damage.
no. Let me do that dex save.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't want to die. I was joking. It was a funny.
Trying to beat a 15.
Yeah. It's a sweet 9.
You take all 14 of the damage as the stalactite comes falling down and crashing against you.
Ow.
Utterly impaling probably one of your legs as it goes flying through Ace Ventura style. But it also breaks on contact just from the sheer force, so you don't have to worry about being pinned there. I still have 4 more of these. I'm so worried for all of you.
I just look over at Freely. I'm like, Is this bad? Because I don't remember. Like,
Nah,
is this like a bad thing physically when you're semi-mortal?
I just hold up my robotic arm and I'm like, nah, man, it's fine.
Okay, cool. Like Avren's acting like he can't feel pain. He's just like, is this not good? I can't remember if this just seals up right away.
Another stalactite falls on another one of the flail snails. This is the one that is closer to you, Freely, utterly annihilating it. It doesn't even have time to retreat into its shell and begin its death wail. It just dies completely on the spot.
Oh my
okay,
god,
the
do you
fifth
remember the
one
guy who
comes
sold us
down.
weed? This is like almost as bad.
I literally was thinking, that this is what it was like when he was singing, when Barden was singing.
Maybe he's still singing.
Oh, Tobias. Ugh.
Your guys' RNG is actually pretty good. The flail snail that had one of the stalactites fall through its shell, another one falls through its head, completely obliterating that one as well. It is dead. Your luck ran out. The third one falls on Callie. Wait,
Oh.
no, but Callie retreated from battle.
Yeah.
Well, it depends on if I retreated far enough.
It fell on no one where she was. Yay.
Because
Well, we
I
had to remove
moved
Callie
and
from the
bonus
order.
actioned, but you had said that I had to.
Oh, so you're actually at where Avren and Sofieus are at, so it would
So-
hit you.
bring it.
All right, so you're looking
It's not
at
an attack, so I
Go
can't
ahead and
uncanny
a
dodge.
dex save.
Okay, sure.
You're very dexterous.
Let's see what happens.
What is it? Monks that have a bonus against environmental danger?
Yep, I rolled a 12.
You rolled a 12.
In my
Um,
head, I'm just looking at Avren this entire time with this shock and awe, and I look at him. I'm like, "What in the horse hockey are you trying to do to us?" And then I just get impaled.
God of action. God of
Valid.
action.
You know, it
Luckily for you, I rolled
halfling of
pretty
action.
poorly. So I got a 6 and a 2, that's 8, and then 9, so 10 damage.
Well, I mean, it's mischief, so.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Can't uncanny
Slices
dodge
against
that
your
either.
side, and you realize if you were even half an inch over it, it would have completely impaled you. And with that, Avren's turn is over.
And Avren, everybody,
Avren may be over.
are you still alive?
You're welcome.
Oh,
Look how many snails I killed. Am I not a benevolent god?
There's only 2 flail snails left. Yeah.
You know, I look like there's just this split second, all the dust and the wailing and everything. I just look at Avren and I go,
meanwhile, behind Freely, Callie is holding her insides, looking at you, going,
yeah, no, Freely's pretty beat up right now too, but he's like, no, I mean, hey, can't argue with results, man. All right.
This is brought to you by a wisdom score of 16, everyone. So.
All right. So then the flail that leaves one flail snail in the tunnel blocking right behind you that is on its turn going to move forward. And then the one that attacked you earlier, Avren, it makes 2 attacks.
I think I'm supposed to roll it to save the DM from.
Oh, that would help me a lot.
Yeah. Sorry, I've been casting this spell forever, and I should have been more forthcoming about.
Mirror image is one of those things that it is amazing as a character and just awful as a DM.
Awful for the DM.
I did write down that you have 3 left, so I did keep track of that.
It gets worse because I run level 20 mostly, and one of the classes, I don't remember which one.
Oh my
has
god,
a way
I'm
to
not
give
lying.
mirror images to everyone. Everyone has mirror image. Oh my god, it's awful.
Yeah,
It's awful.
Yeah, it is the worst. So I need to be doing, but I did roll a natural 20. I'm not kidding.
Oh my gosh.
So I'm-
Nicely
like-
done.
I'm like excited for the nat 20 because like that's great for the chat. One of somebody in chat gets a legendary bundle, but this is like the most useless roll.
Oh, I know, right?
Nat 20 on because you just need to beat a 6.
Yeah. Like I critically made you not hit me.
Critical. It definitely goes for the mirror image. Did you roll
the
twice?
most important. If that makes you feel better, it's the most important one to me.
That's fair. So you
So-
don't die.
Yeah. Well, also trickery. I like to.
Right.
Yeah.
It does have multi attack. So did you roll twice?
Oh. Was hoping you forgot because the great roll. It's a 19.
It's a 19. Okay.
Wow.
We're just going down. We're just going down.
Okay.
Slowly.
Rid of all of them.
High math.
I'm gonna pay
Both
for this later.
tentacles strike out. Doosh, doosh. And once again, in a puff of glitter and purple smoke, two of your mirror images completely obliterate, saving you from the damage, leaving only one image behind, dancing and gyrating to cover your retreat. And with that, it is the top of the round.
I would like to say that when that happens, because there's so much sludge and slime all over me because of what Sofieus threw at me, I like to, whenever one of my mirror images dissipates, I like to like do a run and a slide through it. So I like just go through the smoke, like a stage magician, just like
like Mind Freak.
Yeah.
Like
Wow. I haven't.
Yeah, I just slide through my own image, like
off in the distance.
I mean, it's really
flattered in Chris Angel, you know, like just somewhere.
I'm not trying to flatter Chris Angel.
There's just Ed Hardy and rhinestones, just like sparkling, like an angel getting its wings. Yeah.
The stalactites are super impressed.
Oh my gosh. Freely, what do you do?
So there's two that are still in the fight, and one of them is actively attacking Avren.
One of them has actively dispersed two of his mirror images. There was one that moved on its turn. I guess I should have clarified that after Avren's turn. There's one that moved further up this like narrow passage that you came in here through when you followed the mole in.
So Freely has not insignificant injuries, but this is what heroes do. I jump in front of the snail that is between Avren and the snail because he's hurt, and green flame blade it.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Yeah, that's enough because that's a 22.
Yep, that definitely hits.
Okay, I'm like, nope, hang on. I'm like, this one's coming home with Sofieus. 13 points of damage.
13 points of damage. You slice at another one of its tentacles, and it also begins its death wail. And as it does so, more stalactites start to fall loose from the ceiling. However, at this juncture, most of you are near the sort of mouth of this like cavernous region that you are in. So Blink is the only one that needs to make the saving throw because he's further in the back where most of the stalactites have not fallen. He rolls a 6, which is not great.
Ugh.
I just yelled, Doc!
A stalactite falls.
Be right back.
That's 7, 8, dealing him 10 damage as it completely just like slices through his foot as it shatters on the ground. It is his turn.
I yell out, these caves will humble ya.
And he says, they will! These caves are treacherous! As he's like grabs his blunderbuss and comes hobbling after you. His foot now like kind of slowing him down a little bit. And as he like trudges forward, he attempts to grab Larry, who on his turn has become obsessed with the little wriggling worm on the ground and is trying to get at it. And he goes, seeing that this is a fool's errand, he instead tries to grab the shell of one of the snails that has been completely killed by the stalactites and decides to leave with you. But you notice, Callie, he is not leaving without the shell. Let's see if he has... Oh, he's not strong. I'm going to make a strength saving throw to see how well he does at this. Got a 12. So he starts to drag this shell, which is almost the size that he is, behind him in and try to follow you all as he escapes. Larry is still obsessed with the mirror image, so he will be distracted for this turn. And with that it is Sofieus' turn.
So Blink is trying to get a flail snail's shell.
Yes.
Are there any shells that we can also get that are not
that don't have dying snails in them? There are two.
Yeah. Okay. Can I quickly run over and try grabbing both of them and put them into my bag of holding?
They are large. Very large.
Okay. Maybe just one then. Yeah, because they're the size of corgis, right? Okay.
No.
So
the moles are size of corgis. The flail snail shells are giant.
No, yeah, I posted a picture. These things are like the size of pickup trucks.
Oh God.
They're
okay.
huge.
Yeah.
Their shells.
Okay, then 1.
Yeah.
I'm also going to try and cut off as many tentacles that haven't already been cut off and shove them into my bag of holding, and any tentacles I can see laying around the ground.
Okay.
And
Wait, are they all dead?
No.
No, there's
Oh.
still one more, and there's still several screaming, and
Yeah. There's
just frantic
there
looting
is
going on.
so there's 3 that are actively dying, 2 that are dead, and 1 that is in the hallway blocking a retreat.
Should we kill them? Kill the rest, yeah?
well, it looks like most of them are already dying, and there's just 1 that is blocking our way. Can I pick up one of the stalactites and throw it at the flail
Mhm.
snail?
Well, the stalactites have mostly like crumbled upon impact with the floor.
Okay.
hmm
Well, since they are okay, I'm gonna use my crossbow, I guess,
Okay.
and just bling, and
Is it like a really dope crossbow though, with like 8,000
oh,
gears?
it's so dope.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
just all gears. It's all gears. As I like,
Compound bow.
as I like pull the bow back, you hear the click, 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 clink, clink of like 8 different gears. I rolled a 9 for damage
What did you roll to hit? You have to beat a 16.
to hit. Oh my god, I got a 16.
Oh wow!
Hey!
Yeah. So that
Awesome.
hits.
Yeah.
And then you deal 9 damage to the flail snail that is making its way up towards the mouth of the cavern where the rest of you are. Callie, it is your turn.
Anybody next to the remaining flail snail?
The one in the hallway is the only one left.
Yeah, is there
Yeah.
like is Blink
Nobody's
next to
made
it?
that far in yet. And Blink is preoccupied with trying to drag the stalactite impaled shell that was near Avren with him as he's trying to leave.
Okay. But the one he's dragging isn't screaming, right?
No, this was the one
Okay.
that was like killed on impact.
Okay. Oh, well, poop. Okay. All right, I guess I'm gonna attack it. I'm just not gonna get any sneak attack, which sucks. So she'll continue to retreat. She's not gonna stand next to this thing, but she'll produce her knives. And say,
Okay.
we should continue to leave because all of this is very daunting. And all right, here we go. Psychic blade number 1. That's a 23 to hit.
That definitely hits.
It's gonna be 6 psychic damage.
Okay.
Psychic blade number 2 is a 21 to hit.
That hits.
That's only gonna be 4 damage.
Okay.
And she will move as far as she can into a position to be in safety.
Okay. So
And that's all.
basically, there is in its next movement, it will be able to get to you merely because it's been moving on every turn and you've been moving towards it every turn.
Yeah,
But
if I
you
can-
are out of range for now.
If I can move in a position so that I'll block Blink and
Mhm.
I've forgotten the name of the mole. Oh no.
Larry.
Larry. I would
How could
like
you
to be
forget
in a
Larry? What's wrong with you?
the entire ceiling is falling in on us, and so I am a little bit preoccupied. Thank you very much. I would like to
It's
Like
move so that
constructs are built with no heart.
I am built with nothing but heart. Thank you very much. I would just like to not be squished with at this moment and save my dad. I want to move so that the flail snail would have to come basically past me to get to Blink and the mole, and that'll
Okay.
be it.
And then with that, it is Avren's turn.
How close are all these? Okay, how many snails are screaming?
Oh,
3. And the stalactites are continuing to shake. And you know
And they're
there's
all like really
rocks and
close,
pebbles
right?
starting to come down. Well, there's 1 closer to you, and then there's 2 towards the back of the cave that you are all pretty far away from.
Oh, I remember this. You know what? The screaming is a lot for me, so I'm not really a big fan. If that's okay with everyone. Everyone okay with that?
this is why we are trying to leave.
Oh no, that's
You know what to do.
you know what? I think everyone should just like chill and be quiet for a bit. And I cast silence on all the snails.
Oh, that'd be nice.
Okay.
I create a 20-foot cone of complete silence. No sound can get through. Any creature or object that is entirely in the sphere is immune to thunder damage, so good for them. The
Okay.
creatures are deafened. While entirely inside of it, casting a spell that includes verbal components will not work, and sound cannot get out.
Perfect. All right. So from my interpretation, because it doesn't get a saving throw on this, it just works.
Yeah, silence is nasty.
So its shell does not protect it in any way, and this is like almost jarring. It's like almost ethereal as this happens. You know, you see this like the spell kind of emanate out from Avren, fill the room, and what was chaos before with like the death wail and the falling rocks, and just silence, utter silence.
I like to think it's very creepy, and I
And-
just go like, shh.
Yeah.
And the volume
And the
goes down.
stalactites stop quivering. Things stop falling from the ceiling, which is good because at the bottom of this round, they would have damaged you again. And there's almost like an eerie, quiet, and meditative silence as you're all filled with this like eerily quiet sound, which isn't as comforting as you think it is. Because when things are dead quiet, you can like hear your own pulse. You can hear the blood kind of like rushing through your veins. And the chaos is now sort of replaced with this like creepy lack of
Existential.
anything.
Yeah.
Just a vacuum.
I say through the psychic link, thanks, I hate it.
Thank you. I love it.
Avren, I see how you kept Alindra quiet when she was a baby.
I never thought of that. Just silence, so she'd stop talking.
All this time, I thought that you were her favorite, and turns out you were just using magic on her.
Porque no los dos, although he's not anybody's favorite. There's still the one last.
There is
snail,
still the one last left. On its turn, it makes its movement and comes within reach of Callie, who is the closest to it. It's going to make its attack. I got a... What is my modifier? I know what it is. Here, it's here somewhere.
-4.
Huh?
Nothing.
Negative. Did you say -4? I got a 16 and an 18.
Both hit. So I will
Both hit.
uncanny dodge the first one.
Okay. So the first one you take half damage from?
Yes.
So the first one only does 4 damage to you, and the second one does 7.
Mm.
Tunk, tunk.
Mm.
The 2 flails bat against your armor, punching in one of the wooden plates, leaving a nasty dent, and then striking out again against your arm, knocking it backwards at an awkward angle, but you manage to chunk it back in. And with that, it is Freely's turn.
And the only one left is all over her, right?
Yeah.
It's you know what to do. Run in on it.
Mhm.
That is a 16.
That hits.
Hey, all right.
Does the silence extend this far? Like when this one finally dies, will it also be encompassed in the silence, or will this one start to wail?
It depends on if it manages to make its next movement.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
There's
Considering
17
Freely
points of
and I are
damage.
here.
17 points of
Ooh.
damage. Slice. Another flail comes flying off of this creature as you deal it damage. You notice it doesn't look good. It looks very much the worse for wear. And then it is Blink's turn. Blink is going to spend his turn continuing to drag the shell after him. You see him shouting and you don't know what he's saying. He actually manages to drag it a few feet behind him. And you notice this like very sturdy old man has like that old wiry strength that like old farmers have. His like forearms are unnaturally like veiny and just very coarse and tan. And even though he lives in the Underdark, and he grabs it and he like starts to pull, and he does manage to pull it 10 feet.
Get that old
Why
man
are you
strength.
attacking me right now? I don't understand.
Get that old man strength.
Thank you. I
And as he
appreciate it.
does so, you notice he's like trying to like click and make sounds to Larry to try to catch its attention, but this is a zone of silence, so there is no way for him to get Larry's attention. Larry is still preoccupied with the minor illusion that Sofieus cast on the ground, almost playing it with like the way a cat does. And with that, it is Sophia's turn.
Oh, I was not prepared. You surprised me. So Sofieus is going to look at Avren and say, you can never judge me again for misusing my butter. And she's going to hold her hand on where the stalactite stabbed him through the leg and cast Cure Wounds.
Okay.
That was
Is there a verbal component to Cure Wounds?
There
No.
probably is. Oh, there isn't? There's a
well,
semantic.
There can be. That's more a healing word, but it's
Okay.
a flavor.
I haven't looked it up in a while. I never play healers.
Let's go to the tail of the tape. First of all,
All
how
cleric-
dare you? Second
All
of all,
cleric spells, I think, are
Mm.
verbal.
Yeah, because but I don't know if you're casting it as an artificer if you get to do something else. But if it's a cleric spell,
yep, verbal and somatic. You have to be able to talk.
Yeah.
I think this one is just maybe touch.
No,
and
it's verbal. Cure Wounds is
Yeah.
Oh, it
verbal.
is?
You have to be
Okay.
able to talk. Yeah,
So I do 19 points.
Oh, no, you can't. You can't.
can't
Because of the
cast it 'cause
silence.
of the
Oh.
silence. Yeah.
Yeah, no one can speak at all.
Don't speak. We're not going to get us
I-
a DCMA, but now it's in your head. My work here is
Why
done.
would you do it? Why?
You're welcome.
Why,
That's
B.
it.
Dave?
Psychic damage. Psychic damage. That's my vicious mockery
thought
right
you
there.
were my friend.
You're welcome.
Can I silence B. Dave? Will?
Will, hello.
Like,
Do I
It
have that
doesn't say
power?
anything. Hold on. It doesn't say anything about speaking.
It has a verbal component, so
yeah,
it can't.
that V comma S is
Oh.
verbal comma somatic. You have to be able to
Yeah.
talk and move.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
the psychic link doesn't count as
tricky.
Yep.
Okay.
So like if you were like
Well,
tied up, you
I
couldn't
am
do it either
casting
'cause you
all the
can't move.
worst spells, by the way. Like
Look,
I'm casting like
Avren, I stand by what I said. You are only hurting yourself in the most literal way.
You hear
I
it from the
cannot
telepathic
help
link.
you. Cannot help you.
Do you have any spells that don't have a verbal component?
I do believe you have a healing potion.
Oh yeah.
Hold out your hand. She just drops it in,
Okay.
walks away.
Oh.
Very passively aggressively, Sophia's hands you, or I should say
Go-
begrudgingly. Yeah.
Go
The
heal,
healing
heal
potion.
yourself.
Nothing silences passive aggression.
And walks towards the exit, I'm assuming. Yes?
Yes.
Where
And it healed-
Callie is.
It heals him for 10 points.
10 points. Perfect.
Like just dump it on me.
Yeah.
she tries to
Oh,
talk,
no,
fails,
no,
and just
no.
goes,
It's.
I guess
she
he
was-
could drink
was
it on
like,
his turn.
It was like throwing a martini glass in the guy's face.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, I'll allow it. Just for I like it for flavor. Yeah, no, I will allow it. So you heal for 10 points of damage, Avon.
Yeah.
And with that, it is Callie's turn.
But not all of the things running down my face aren't tears.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
all right, I'm still next to this snail,
You are.
but I got
Oh, you're in
Freely
the
here
you're in the
with
game.
me.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Freely is engaged with it as well.
Oh, all right. We got one more of these, Freely. Let's do this. All right.
Time to go to work.
She's looking a little worse for wear as well.
Mhm.
16? I forgot what I'm supposed to hit.
16 hits.
Okay, I get psychic. I get sneak attack. That's good.
Mm-hmm.
I said in the psychic link, do you think your dad still has a warranty on you?
Yes, but it will just be for spare parts, unfortunately.
Oh.
17 psychic damage.
17. So as you deal 17 psychic damage, that last flail comes slicing off of it and it retreats into its shell and lets out the awful death wail. However, as you look up, terrified, you notice there are no stalactites above you.
Okay.
You just have to deal with the.
This time you notice Freely when it starts doing this, Freely just does go like shh, 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 and I begin just like stabbing it repeatedly until it stops because
Okay.
it's dying in pain. I really am like
It is, yeah, it is dying. These things gain total cover
Yeah.
when they die. That being said, so it can't be directly targeted by an attack. Even if like so, let's see, it would have to be an area of effect attack.
oh
I
yeah.
think that's my understanding of total cover.
No, okay. I mean, if I have to let it scream and die, then I will. I mean, I did intend it mercifully,
Are we out of
not the
combat?
noise.
I will
Yeah,
just
yeah.
reach out a hand.
Sophius? So, can you make a bonfire? Maybe we can cook some snail. Escargot.
If
Escar
we
got
have-
him.
If we have something to set on fire, I can certainly set it on fire.
I'm going to re-up the psychic link to include Blink.
As soon as you include Blink, he says, "That one's gonna bleed out in 13 minutes." In the psychic link.
Why are you yelling? This is mental.
What?
I
The-
have included you in the mental link that we all have. I would
Oh!
suggest that we retreat until they stop screaming, please.
I'm retreating, and I'm gonna take this shell with me. I
Wait a
told
minute.
you these caves would humble you.
If you had just taken the one shell, why'd we kill 6 of them?
I'm gonna try to take all of them, but I'll have to come back for them since you brought the cave down around you.
No, I think we're gonna take several of the shells with us instead. Thank you, though, very much.
Yeah, I think 1 shell each is a fair trade.
But that I'm okay with that. For the tracking bonus, I should get 1.
That's fair. Then
That's
you'll
fair,
get
yeah,
2 and we
that's-
all get 1.
Fair's fair. You're
that-
good folk. Good people. As he continues to drag his giant shell.
You
Why is he still yelling in the psychic link? Why pain? Why so much pain? Pain much.
Oh, I'm
wow.
sorry.
You're lucky this wasn't a mimic cave.
it felt like it was. I'm sorry, Avren.
How do
I'm
you
so
know
used-
it's not a mimic cave right now?
It,
You know, she knows. She knows.
How do we know
He,
you're
like,
not a
points
mimic
at
gnome?
Callie.
How you might be a mimic gnome?
I
Sending
could
us
be.
terrible
That
ideas.
That type of incredulous, inquisitive nature is what you need to survive down here. These caves will humble you.
I just put my hand on Callie, both of us being just beat to heck, and I just look at her for a second, and I'm like, "You have a lovely home."
I did
I
warn
can
you.
fix that for you back at my place. You know, I got tools. I'll
do.
bang those dents right out.
I appreciate
know.
that. I think at the moment we would just need whatever assistance you can in travel to make our trip as quick as possible, and then also maybe a short rest in order for me to fix myself. Thank you.
I need as much rest
How
as
about you
possible.
all come back to my place?
All right, yeah, let's do
everyone leave the quiet place.
It's a good place.
Everyone leave the quiet place. Can everyone just leave the quiet zone of silence?
Oh, I'm long
to be
gone. I've
to
been-
be
oh
sure.
yeah, I'm on my way out.
To be clear, these shells are so big. Do we have a way to transport them, or do we need to like bury them so we get them on our way back out or something?
They're like
Mhm.
250 pounds each.
I'm stronger than I look.
I know, but do we have any way of?
We will. I will
Mm.
convince someone.
Wait, how many pounds can a bag of holding hold?
500.
So
But if you've
Could
got
I-
anything in the bag of holding and you put
Hmm.
more than one in there,
oh
guess
God,
what's
I'm
going to
a
happen?
hoarder. I have so much shit in there. Okay, just one shell then.
No, we need. What? How much do they weigh?
250. I mean,
Oh, I can carry a bunch. I can carry a bunch. How much do you have in the bag?
She dumps out her bag of holding like a purse, and there's worms, tentacles, brains, eyeballs, hearts, entrails of various animals.
20 chapsticks.
A bunch of chapsticks, like 12 hairbrushes.
Right.
Sophius. Avren, are you sure you're able to hold all of this?
Probably like 8 coffee mugs I've never washed out. Yeah, no, I can hold all that. And I cast mass healing word. I'm like, you didn't even get hurt that bad. And everyone gets 6 hit points. Up to 6 targets get 6 hit points back.
Okay. Do you want to? I guess do you want to include Larry and Blink? I'm assuming yes.
Yeah, I do.
Okay. You notice
I'm-
his foot heal
I'm
up,
holding-
and now he pulls this 250-pound shell with even more vigor. He's got really great deadlift form too on this. He just gets down, lifts with his legs, and starts to pedal backwards.
I'll
Yeah, you're gonna
humble
dip,
you.
grip, and rip, buddy. Yeah.
I'll humble you.
Mm-hmm.
He knows.
Yep.
He's got it. When he first came down here, he didn't know which way was up, which way was down. He thought it was all down because it's the Underdark. Now he knows.
I mean, it's mostly down. Actually.
Maybe he doesn't know. I misjudged. He continues to drag the shell.
Meanwhile, Sophius is trying to put that second shell into her bag.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can fit 2 in there. It'll take you effort, but you can do it.
I will help hold open the bag for Sofieus.
Okay.
And Callie will watch in fascination as this 250-pound shell goes into the bag. It's like, oh, that is going to be interesting coming out.
Isn't it all?
Yes.
Are we still talking about hot dogs?
I never stopped.
No, it is. You see, I have a lot of consumable butter in the bag, so it'll be fine.
I'm stuffing all of Sophia's stuff into like my bags, and like I've just got like a puffy leather armor bag. All the bags are full. All the bags. And I'm just like pretending like this is not a strain, and I'm like covered in sweat. I'm like, not heavy,
So
not
You need
heavy.
one of these. And
Yeah,
Blake points to what can only be described as a leather-bound fanny pack around his waist.
I would
It
love
has
one.
beaded tassels on it.
Oh, ooh.
Is it a fanny pack of holding?
Well,
You're
yeah,
not sure.
I would love one of those, or also,
It'll cost you. Don't worry, I'll take you back to my place. I'll show you. I run a little gift shop for tourists, people like you.
oh God, do you have like my name on a little tiny chain with like a little label? That
I
says
might. I
Avren?
got lots of
You have
stuff there.
Avren's and a
Import-
Sophia's.
Important
I
point
might-
of clarification: as we're getting these shells, are we cleaning the meat of the snails out? And if so, are we leaving it there?
I think we need some meat.
I'm taking all the meat.
Yeah. All right, then yeah, let's go. Drag between all of us, we can move it. And
As you do this, Blink kind of like very aggressively nudges you, Callie, and says, "They don't know. Flail snail tastes awful. Tastes like snot. They don't know. You know."
Actually, I do not. I was looking forward to finding out myself.
Nah, you know. And he continues to pull his shell behind him.
I'd like to retrieve my dagger, and I will use my real dagger to help get the meat out of one of these snails.
Mhm.
Like one of the shells before Sophia sticks it in her bag. I'll help her extrude.
Yeah.
He went from old man to the weird dude at the club. No, you know.
I would try to explain more, but I feel like I want his respect more than I want his understanding.
It takes you some time, but you manage to scoop out some of the meat. The snails die out over the periods of time, and you notice that Blink was oddly accurate with his sort of determination of how long it would take them to die. And as you do so, you find yourself with a heaping pile of snail meat and 3 more shells.
Excellent. And of course, I drop silence. I'm like, it was
Okay.
a careless whisper.
the moment he drops silence, Freely belches really loudly. I was like, oh, sorry.
I like to think that silence doesn't like immediately fade. It's slow, so it's like, hey, okay, so can you hear yourselves now? Is everyone talking? Is it? Oh,
are we doing ASMR again? Are we?
Oh,
D&D
okay.
ASMR.
Hey,
we're gonna roll some dice. We're gonna.
Except
Hey,
after all of the snails screaming, I imagine everybody's got that high-pitched noise, the leftover.
Everyone starts talking like Blink, essentially.
Yeah, the band has turned off all the amps, but you can all still hear.
To us, it's ASMR, and we're like, did you like my healing word?
Hey, Callie, this is how you are supposed to fillet a snail. See, all of my years in the culinary school, the way that the gnomes taught me when I was growing up, you see, you have to scrape the side to get the most meat. Am I screaming right now?
Yes, you are.
Mm,
That's
No,
okay.
you're about right.
I've pulled out some of the leftover.
I
gum
can
that you
barely
gave-
hear you.
I'll have to talk louder then.
He
Callie,
puts
can
his
you hear
ear
me?
horn in.
Are you using the psychic link or not? Yeah.
I'm going to have to get the ear horn.
But I do say to Avren, looking down at his leg, even though I don't know if it's completely healed. I'm like, that's gonna be a gnarly scar, though. You'll be able to tell the story.
My entire body is a maze of pain.
I like that. A maze of pain. That's what they should call cave mimics.
You have a slight obsession? I'm not judging. Clearly, you've been hurt.
He's never been to one. He doesn't know.
Neither of you, buddy. It's a one-way trip. But I
Feel
do
it. feel like I'm in
I
one
know
right
about
now.
cave mimics. I know.
They'll
I
humble
haven't
you,
faced a
right?
dragon.
They'll humble you.
Yeah, no, yeah,
No,
he
it'll
knows.
learn you something, though.
When Avren says they'll humble you, I point at him. I'm like, he knows.
Maybe.
I've tried to explain
I
to
don't
him
know.
multiple times about cave-ins, and they keep insisting on bringing the entire cave down. So,
I mean, it keeps working, though, Callie. It keeps working.
and she'll push one of her sides a little more into place and say, "That is working is a way of describing it." Yes, and she'll go back to helping Sofieus.
Are we able to load these shells onto his mole cart to move?
He makes you aware that he'll only be able to transport 2.
So, well, she's got 2 in the bag. So, like 2 additional or 2 including the ones that are his?
2 including his.
Yeah, because we've
So
only got
one of your own.
Yeah, all right. So, I mean, I guess I'm the only one that probably can carry mine. Right, because Sofieus has 2. He can put one.
Yeah.
I'll carry it.
Okay. You'll need help. You'll probably have to carry it between you and Callie.
Well,
With my -1 strength, I'm like,
yeah, I was about to
"All
say,
right,
I
let
feel
me
like
see what I
Callie's
can do
not
to
the
help."
one that is going to
Yeah.
help with this. Yeah.
Who's the
It's
most
slow
hurt?
going, but you make it.
Is anyone else hurt?
Oh yeah, I'm at
Oh.
17 of 38.
Yeah, I'm
Oh,
down.
yes.
Her
I'm
left
still down
side
8.
is just destroyed after everything that happened. Like even with the healing, like every once in a while she just stops and she pushes something back. How far is your home? Do we want to take a moment to heal before we leave, or?
Oh, these moles will get us there in no time, especially with Larry there in the lead.
Okay, then.
I do walk over to Callie. Callie, I'm you got hit. That's unfortunate. You know,
I
fate
believe-
can be terrible. Who could have guessed? But also, I put my hand on her shoulder. It'll humble you, and I cast Cure Wounds.
I have been
Take
humbled
4
both.
psychic damage, but then you get healed.
For 8 hit points.
He says that, and I produce one of my knives, and I'm like, I've been humbled multiple times already in this place. Would you like to try that again?
You don't want to be healed? Okay, that's new.
I will be fine. Why don't you save that in case we encounter more ceilings that want to drop on top of us?
Yeah, I need some rest. I'm a little pooped after all that.
All right, well, let's get the moles in a line. And he grabs Larry, who's like, about the size of him, grabs him from underneath the belly, pats him on the arrowhead that's sticking out of his head, and hobbles him over to his spot at the front of the train right next to Lisbeth, straps him in, goes to the back where the sled is, helps Freely load in that last shell, and then sitting on one of the shells is like kind of his makeshift driver's seat. Says it was a good haul today. You're not bad for tourists. And the moles start taking off. It takes a second. They're like, kicking up dirt, but you're not moving, and you wonder if they'll be able to move it. And then the sled lurches forward, slowly at first, and then it starts to gain momentum. And then as you hit certain tunnels and breezeways that Blink seems to know inside and out, you start going downhill. And as you go downhill, with the momentum of the sled and the moles pulling you, you make a very good speed. The air whizzes by you. It's cool and comforting. Occasionally, little drops of moisture fall on your head from God knows what. You don't even want to think about it. And then all of a sudden, you come to a screeching halt. There is a large stable. Blink takes to unhooking all of his moles as they go running to their respective little burrows. And you notice they have their names written above and like cozy straw to nestle in, as well as like little dirt mounds to go and burrow in. And he pulls a lever on the side that pours out like grubs and all matter of spider and stuff into this like trough where they can all collectively feed. And he pats all of them on the head and the nose and the flank and the butt. And you're like, oh, you're a good girl. You're a good girl, Starla. Oh, Lisbeth, you're my favorite. Don't tell the other ones that.
I immediately look over at Freely and expect him to join in the
I do the same thing to Freely. I scratch him under the chin. Yes, you're my favorite warlock. Who's my
Hellish
favorite
rebuke.
warlock?
My one spell slot left. Wow. No. But actually, Freely doesn't interfere because I'm just watching how he's doing it because they all seem happy. Like I'm more watching how it goes. I'm like,
I would like to get out of the cart.
Yeah.
And go down on one knee and produce a bouquet of flail snail eye stalks and also appendages to Sofieus.
Oh, Avren, it is the most beautiful bouquet of horror I have ever seen. Thank you so much.
I hope one of the tentacles just like looks over at her and blinks. Just a little bit of life left in it.
She casts Firebolt on the one that blinks.
Oh,
Fry cook of murder.
I just hand you the bouquet.
It's an edible arrangement.
Immediately, Callie is there. So what does it taste like?
Oh, it is a little chewy.
I told you, they're
I-
chewy
I
and
think-
grainy.
They're a little grainy. I think it had the heat a little too high on this one, so it cooked too much on the outside. It looked like it was cooked, but it's a little too chewy and gooey on the inside, but it is okay.
How dare you? I was muted during all of my umbrage. How dare
They're
you?
not that bad. They're not that bad if you deep fry them, little missy. Get yourself
if-
some good lard. And deep
If
fry 'em,
only we had butter.
or
If
butter.
only we had like 200 pounds of butter on us.
You got to be down
or
to about
less.
80 pounds by now. Yeah.
Less might work. I don't know.
Well,
Although-
it's like, maybe 198 pounds.
I do look at Blink and I just say, actually, in the psychic link, just to Callie, I'm like, is it a secret that your family or Zwerfnabelin, or can we talk to this guy? Like, I mean,
It is not a secret. No, absolutely.
Blank, we're on the way to find her family to make sure that they're all right. I don't know. You said you could give us a lift, at least part of the way. I think that was our understanding before we almost, died in the pursuit of these shiny trinkets.
Right. I am a gnome of my word. I'll be sure to take you there by any paths I know. You have any idea where your family is?
Do you happen to have a map of some sort? I just know the routes that I took to get up to the surface to begin with.
I'll see what I can produce, but we're not going anywhere else tonight. The moles are tired, aren't they? Oh, come here, Larry. Oh, and he like smacks Larry on the
Me
on the head,
too, Larry.
roughly.
Me too.
Larry had a rough day. He's still a little hurt. Look at his little paw. And he lifts Larry up by the belly. Look at his little paw. Look at it. Look at it. Look at it.
I use my last spell slot to cure light wounds on Larry. I'm like, hey, little buddy, and I give him back 8 hit points.
That's enough. He was only
Mhm.
missing 6.
I use one of my cure wounds. Poke at Larry, but don't. And I heal my own leg.
It's okay. Freely's got him. His little paw kind of like looks better. And he like flexes it and like snuffles appreciatively. You're not bad. I like you. Their moles are good creatures, noble, humble, good creatures. And he like pats Larry on the belly and then like hobbles him back over and drops him back in the pen. And he's like, well, come on in. And he leads you back behind the stables. And you notice this is a very mossy part of the caves. It smells really fragrant. It smells really earthy and vaguely of mushrooms and reeds almost, and as you, or ferns, I should say. And as you turn the corner around behind the stables, you notice he has a hut, and it's made out of honestly things that he's found in the caves. Random pieces of wood, pieces of snail flail shell, all types of manner of things have created this like sort of round hut. It's not large, but it's his. But what you notice most of all is right out front, there is a rickety little, almost like a vegetable stand. And written on top of it is Blink's Turon Trap. And in it, you see all the shiniest, whirringest things you can ever imagine. There's so many sounds, so many glints of different light coming from this place, emanating smells. And Avren, you notice it, the smell of arcana comes almost like flowing out of this little shop. And it is full of glass baubles. And you notice over on the side that there is an area like that is a glass blowing workshop. And he looks back at all of you and he says, I blow glass. Snail flail glass. I like the shells, but the glass is really where it's at. We didn't get any glass today. She knows. The glass is the good part.
I'm surprised that you did not try to capture one of these so that you could harvest the glass for later. Have you never thought of that?
We should go in business together.
I have duties that I must attend to, but
We could get you a helmet, put you in the pen. You could get in there and get it and come out.
Let us talk about this after I've already gone on my mission to save my father, but I am not opposed to this.
On the way
idea.
back.
On the way back.
You got my address now.
How many tourists do you usually get at your establishment?
Not a lot. Sales have been real low. If you want to help out, little old Blink, small local business owner, I'd be mighty appreciative. I got some nice stuff. I got some stuff.
Sofieus, is there anything you could craft out of this shell?
Well, of course, Avren, but that's not important right now. Blink, I have an extra shell. If you wanted to salvage some glass, it seems like that would be your newest.
Oh,
business
that would
venture.
be lovely.
No! Whoa!
I've been trying to
giving
make an
shells away
armchair.
willy-nilly.
I could take some of that shell and make a beautiful armchair out of it. I make my own wicker furniture, and I like to use the shell pieces as some of the more supporting beams.
Yeah, but
All handmade.
I think that would make a very beautiful mosaic chair. So here you go.
No.
Oh, thank you kindly, ma'am.
No.
You know what? Just for that, for the kind offering of this shell, you can have something from my little shop.
I want to choose the shiniest thing. What is that goblet that you have up there? Looks like it is maybe made out of a pure glass and crystal.
Yeah, he pulls this very shiny crystalline vial with a thing on the top off the shelf. And it has silver sort of filigree around the bottle, and he hands it to you and he says, "You got a good eye. This is my patent universal solvent." And he hands it to you. And this is a wondrous item. It is universal solvent. It is a milky liquid with a strong alcohol smell. You can use one action to pour the contents of the tube onto a surface within reach. The liquid instantly dissolves up to 1 square foot of adhesive it touches, including sovereign glue. Yeah.
Oh, Sofieus, be a little careful with that, especially around me, okay?
But if he
Why?
lose an arm,
She's just throwing it up and catching it. What is the problem? What is it dangerous or something?
It could dissolve
One of the
whole
times
parts.
it goes up, I mage hand. I'm like, it would reduce her to a puddle of component parts. And the mage hand comes back down to Sofieus.
Oh,
It's
she
good
smells it.
stuff.
Oh, it
Good
smells,
stuff right there.
It smells dangerous. Thank you very much. This
It is very
will
good
come in
stuff.
handy, I am sure.
Well, thank you for the shell. I feel like it's a fair trade. It takes a lot of that goop for me to get 1 vial of that stuff, but I think you'll make good use of it.
I think so too.
Well, anybody else? Buy, sell, trade?
Do we each have a shell? How many shells do we have to trade?
Yeah, we have 4 total shells.
Okay.
3. One of them is his.
I thought we recovered 6. And he took
Sofieus
2,
grabbed
and
2
we
and
each
you
took
grabbed
1.
1. I think you were the only one who grabbed 1.
Oh, you guys.
I helped you grab yours, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you
So
abandoned
you
the
have
shell.
you have a total of 3, and Sophia's traded 1, so you have 2.
I would like
This-
to take a close look at this display. Do I see anything there that would be of value in our trip? Or is it all ornamental?
Give me a, let's see, an investigation check.
Sure. You know what? Just for fun, I'm also going to use my talent die because why not?
Okay.
Yeah. That's a 33.
With a 33, the thing that catches your eye first is these beautiful glasses. They are large and ornate, and when you put them on, they almost make you look like a mole. And you notice that this is once again from the refined glass made from that the snail trail that he has scooped up and refined into something. And they are goggles of night. While wearing these dark lenses, you have dark vision out to a range of 60 feet. If you already have dark vision, wearing the goggles increases its range by 60 feet.
Oh, this would be
But you look
useful.
very mole-like when you wear them. They make your eyes not bigger, but much smaller.
And she's already got like big blue, just like glowing
Mhm.
orb eyes. And so now they're just little tiny pinpricks
Yep,
in these
yep.
big Coke bottle glasses.
You're very
Mhm.
pensive.
Yeah, you're reverse Maz Kanata right now.
She
Yep.
immediately, because she doesn't really have a nose, starts doing the thing where
Yeah,
you push
yeah.
glasses up on. Yeah.
There's a nice little strap on the back to tighten. He grabs it and tightens it. And even though you have a nice metallic head, you feel the metal crunch a little bit as he tightens it, maybe a little bit too tight. There you go. It is good craftsmanship.
Absolutely. Move this off of. Oh, there we go. That's a little bit better. These would be very useful. What are you asking for these?
Take another shell for it.
Unfortunately, I do not have a shell of my own. For those that come by your
I-
establishment without shells, is there anything else that you're willing to trade for?
Did we not
I
get
slapped
tons
the
of shells?
I slapped this. No, we got 3 total. But I just I pushed my shell forward and I'm like, no, have at it, Callie. You you need to be able to see in your own home.
Are you sure?
Absolutely.
Thank you, Freely. I really appreciate that.
That's a good friend right there.
Freely, that's very nice of you.
What a nice little. And he was nice to Larry too.
Yeah, it's true. I'd never do that. Yeah, so
He starts to haul the other shell away.
what do you know about the shells? Is there anything interesting you can tell us about the
Can make
snails?
pretty neat things out of them.
Callie is now just looking
Like
at everything.
what? Tell me everything.
Well, you see,
Your entire place smells of
flail
magic.
snails are resistant to magic, and therefore a person can make all manner of anti-magic thing out of it or a magical thing out of it. I have noticed, which is honestly very what you wouldn't expect.
Tell me more.
You can make good shields.
Oh,
Okay.
shields, you say?
Mm.
Do you know how to craft one of these shields? And how long does it take?
Well, take a long amount of time. Who needs a shield down here?
And I point at Avren.
If you don't get hit, you don't need a shield.
I was about to say he freely pulls out one sword and pops the second one out. He's like, yeah, I don't know. I'm always my hands are full.
I'm literally holding a shield.
Yes,
Yep.
but it seems like this would be an upgrade.
No. I agree on all
It
accounts.
would be very sparkly.
Would Sofieus Bill? Wait, what? Sofieus, what are you doing right now?
What? I'm just making you something. It is a surprise. It is a little gift from me to you.
Don't do that for
I don't know
me.
that you can. I don't know that you can top a stalk bouquet.
I don't know if it will be better than eye stalk bouquet. You can't eat it, so already it is not as good. But so Avren, I have made you a shield, and as you can see, it has your profile on one side.
Although
Avren?
beautiful, and with the strap on the back, and with your likeness on the front of the snail shell, it is still just a snail shell that weighs 250 pounds.
Avren, are you able to hold a shield that weighs 250 pounds?
Yes, totally.
She hands it. She like drags it to him. I don't know why I held it up so easily, but here you go.
You can put it on your back, and then you could be like a turtle.
Yep. Very effective. I can just
You can be like a.
I can just suck myself into the shell.
You can be like an old age godling cleric Avren. It doesn't quite roll off the tongue though, like old age cleric, godling Avren, old age cleric. Heroes on a half shell.
Right. Let's maybe we put
Avren
this
Power.
in back
That's
of holding.
catchy. I like that.
Yeah. Maybe we
We'll
workshop
it.
the shield a little bit.
We'll workshop it.
Well,
Mhm.
no, not your phrase because the song's terrible. Let's just workshop the shield maybe because I can't carry 250 pounds with one
I
arm.
see what you're hinting at. You want me to make you a shield.
Does
Does seem to be the implication, yes.
Well. You said something else could be made as well, correct?
Mm. He like goes over into his room and he puts on his night robe, which you notice is a robe of scintillating colors. and it has like a boa-esque fluffy trim on it.
Does it come with matching fuzzy slippers?
And he
a
comes
little-
out very
God, I hope so.
yeah, and a sleeping cap with like a
Yes.
tassel at the bottom.
Yes.
He comes
Okay.
out.
Oh,
Could you make Sofieus something? Well, not as garish as that, but yeah. Could you make?
Garish?
But no. But with May Sophius's help, could you make something that like what? When I look at the way what he's wearing, what does it have an effect on me? Is it weird? Is it strange? Does it feel like
Yeah.
can I make an Arcana roll? What's happening with him right now?
Yeah, so just by looking at it, you notice it is made of like shifting colors, of dazzling hues, and almost like entrancing when you gaze upon it.
Sophius?
Well, would you be able to fine tune this haphazardly manufactured shield?
Okay, well, how much for like? So do you? Well, that's very pretty. I like what you got going on. It's a little bit of it's a more color than I like to wear, as I'm dressed completely in black. But Sophius, do you like the colors?
Well, yeah, of course I like the colors.
I mean,
Why do you
turquoise
ask?
is in there, right? Right. Well, why don't you get yourself a nice robe or a nice outfit, a shiny
Oh.
outfit?
Okay. Well, do they have any turquoise and black?
I-
Doesn't come in that color.
No, I
Sure.
don't want any then.
It only comes in bright.
Okay. I will take the bright.
it is
But
very
I will
pretty.
take the shoes and the hat.
I
Well,
mean,
the
you-
shoes and the hat are one of a kind item.
You can always like minor illusion it to be turquoised all the time. So,
That is true.
But it'd take me time to make you one of these.
but like, how much time?
3
Give it-
weeks.
Oh
And I
my
charge for labor.
god!
I do charge for labor. Especially if it's a rush job. I might be able to get it to you in 1 week, but it's going to cost you.
All right, can you make us one robe and one shield?
I don't know if there is.
We helped you kill all the
enough
snails. All
snail
the
shell here. It's,
so
it's a
much-
matter of material. He doesn't know. She knows.
There's snail shell left in that cave. We helped you. We saved. I'll heal your little tiny hamster again.
Who knows what will happen to those shells in the time I have to take you over to meet Callie's family?
Oh, do you know where that is? Were you able to find a map?
No, that's something we'll have to work on over breakfast.
That seems fair.
I am hungry and tired, much like my moles.
All right.
And I know you probably think, oh, look at this small business owner. He's taking me for everything I got. This is handmade. This is not mass produced. I am an artisan. It's taken me years to hone my craft.
Well, Sophius, I'm more than happy, especially after Freely was so generous to donate whatever I have. However, at the moment, I only have 12 silver and my knives to offer in defense. So I'm not sure how much I can help pay for this. But whatever I have is yours.
Well, I am not sure how much I have either to pay for this because I am all out of shells.
Tell you what,
And
I'll start working on it. And when you come up with the money, just come up with it before you come and collect the robe.
That
I
seems
won't
very
even
fair.
charge a security deposit. Hey, if you never come and pick it up, then I've got 2 night robes.
I mean, it's like a nice memento, right? Like you helped kill these snails, and then you get to like
I
wear
kill
their-
snails all the time, kiddo.
Not you. Not everything's about you. No.
Well, when
Sophia's
you're wearing a
very-
robe like this, you tend to think everything's about you. I
No,
look amazing.
You're dazzling.
You do.
You're
An
You look
absolute
dazzling.
unit
absolutely fabulous.
A specimen of gnome kind.
I thought you were supposed to be humble.
I've never seen. I've never heard anyone call a gnome a unit before, but okay, yeah, okay. You are the biggest gnome I've ever seen.
As big as my moles.
I would say even bigger.
can Sophia's do an investigation check to see if there's any like moles protruding out of his shirt?
Gross. No.
Stacked of moles.
Ew.
Is he really just 2 moles?
It's
One on
just
top
2
of
moles.
each
Moles
other?
in a trench
in-
coat.
in-
In a
in-
in a night
in a night robe.
In a night robe. Sleeping
Mhm.
robe.
As long as he can continue to get me to my father, I do not care.
He flops over to you in his like his furry slippers And you notice him pull out like a very like intricately made hammer. It's iridescent almost. And he starts banging on your plate shells. And you notice cosmetically he makes them look quite a bit nicer. He pops a tool into your chest cavity very roughly and gruffly, almost like the way, your grandpa has like those fingers that just like get into every nook and cranny and starts popping out the dents and just like, he's a very pokey old man, if that makes sense. He like gets his little fingers and is like, this part doesn't belong here, and like pokes it back really roughly and snaps other something else, takes your elbow and then chunks it that way, and then bangs
Callie-
on it with a hammer.
There's a moment where Callie wants to protest because he hasn't asked, but she doesn't want to annoy this gnome who's going to help her get to her father, so she just stands there.
This is just awful. You can't go back to your pa like this. Look at what you've done. Look at these kneecaps. Oh, these kneecaps are going to take time.
I was planning
gets down there and starts hammering on your kneecaps.
All right, okay. Well, I was planning on doing this myself, but if
this foot doesn't even have a pinky toe.
I do not have any toes. It's just toes are extraneous.
I feel like at one point you did. There's a mark there where something got cut off.
Freely, can I have your pinky? Just for like a minute.
No, that would be weird.
No, I mean, well, I hate that. Like, we're well past that.
Like, sorry, I've literally grown quite attached to it. And I'm gonna start looking around this place for somewhere I can sleep, probably near the moles.
Mm-hmm.
I need a long rest.
Yeah. Is there a place that we should bed down for the evening? Is there a safe place?
I'll make up some beds for you. You can sleep in my stable. There's an empty stall. One of my moles passed in a cave-in. Terrible cave.
Oh, that sounds awful.
Shout out to our homie who ain't here.
They'll humble you.
Before.
But it's soft and fragrant and clean in there, and it'll be safe for you.
Safety is all I require.
Before Freely goes to bed, I want to cast Cure Wounds on him one last time and whisper in his ear, "It'll humble you."
I lean over and I just like give him like a little slap in the back of his like wounded leg, like pow. Yep. It's sort of like
there's a spurt of blood everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
I whisper to myself, "It'll humble you."
The snuffling of the moles kind of like lulls you to sleep. You'd think it would be awful, but moles are actually pretty quiet creatures, and eventually they settle down and kind of get ready for bed too. They had a really long day. Sure enough, there is an empty stall. There are white flowers on the little wooden grate that used to keep this creature in. And as you get in, you notice, sure enough, the straw is very dry, very fragrant, very clean. He brings you all blankets and strange furs, a large bat wing, and goodness knows what else to kind of like make some makeshift beds for yourself. And he says, well, I'll see you all in the morning.
Thank you very much. We appreciate your hospitality.
Yeah, thanks.
You're very welcome. Sorry I got to put you with the moles, but I only got the one room.
No, that's fine. And Callie will actually position herself in the doorway, and when he seems to be leaving, she will sit down and go into Sentry Mode and just.
I actually like when I go to sleep, I actually just sort of like prop next to Callie, so like if she comes to, I'll know.
Yeah.
Like,
and she'll wake back up out of her Sentry Mode because she can still see and hear everything that's going on when she's in that mode.
Mm-hmm.
And she'll say to Freely, "Are you sure you do not want to get into a bed? I will alert you all if there's something coming this way."
Oh, yeah, okay. Who knows when we're gonna have another shot at this out in these caves? Just something goes wrong, just give me a little prick in the foot, and I'll be right.
And she'll cover him up with a blanket, and then make sure everybody else is safe, and then.
Yeah, I snuggle up with Sofieus and cover ourselves with a blanket.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
A nice big leathery bat wing.
I swear to God, I thought for a second you were like, I also cuddle up with Freely. It's like this happened to me
I thought
once
he was
before.
going to say that too.
No.
You can snuggle up with one of the moles if you want.
Callie is sitting cross-legged on the ground when she goes into Sentry Mode. Can one of them come up and like snuggle into her?
Yeah.
Like
We could definitely do
crisscross applesauce on the ground. One of them, like she just wakes up long enough to see one of them just sitting there, and
Teddy.
a little bit of scritch.
Teddy comes and sits, pops himself into your lap. He's a little bit stinkier than the others, but he is especially kind. He sweats a lot.
That's okay. I know someone who can cast prestidigitation, and she'll scritch him and then zzz.
Oh, Avren, you smell terrible. And she sprays butter perfume all over him.
And as Teddy kind of like, so does this like almost like cat like kneading of your wood leg and goes around in 6 circles and settles down for the night, that is where we will leave our party until next week. Thank you so much for joining me for another episode of Silver and Steel. I did honestly think you were going to die in the caves on those stalactites.
I thought we were too.
I had 2
I'm
more
very
aces up
happy
my
that you
sleeve.
didn't.
Yep. mhm.
Nope.
You're welcome.
Can't argue with results.
I was
Can't
surprised
argue
we
with
weren't
the
killed by the
results.
flail
Absolutely.
snails and also by the cave. We got lucky.
Mhm.
Yeah, but I was
Almost
like,
so
there's
much.
6 gargantuan creatures, and I have 2 spell slots. All right, here we go. Here we go. Yep.
Yep.
Listen, I have yet in my 30 years done a Todd party kill, so we're okay. We're okay.
You know, you put
I mean,
stuff
we
like that
were,
into
but now
the
you said it out loud.
universe.
So,
But
yeah.
now you're all
Cursed-
going to
cursed-
But
die.
now
Cursed
Everyone-
by
episode,
hubris.
Roll new
Liked
characters.
it.
episode 14 will be our last of this season, probably.
But to say
now that
we're
you
all
said
gonna
that.
die, and then the rest of the show's in Avernus. Yeah. mhm.
And then Megan and I are going to be goblins.
Yep.
I would love to be a goblin.
I love goblins. You look like a goblin when you put on your steampunk glasses. They're perfect.
Yeah,
thank
that
you.
was
I'm
very,
gonna
very
have to-
goblin
I
goggles.
take that as a compliment.
I'm
Which
gonna
now-
have to get a pair of those now that
Yeah,
I've
you
got
can
goggles
borrow
of the
mine.
night. I'm so excited.
Mhm.
Thank you
They're
so
so
much
awesome.
for joining me. You're all wonderful players, and thank you, audience, for joining us as well. Let's get a round of introductions going. Who are you? Where can people find you? B Dave, take it away.
Tomorrow, Thursday, Ascension Thursday mornings on Roll For It. Thursday nights at 5 Pacific. I'm DMing a Darkened Wish on twitch.tv/D&D. Friday night, the Idle Champions one shot. I will be playing freely for Founders and Legends with other people whose characters are in the game. And actually, you would think I'd know who they are. I do not. And Saturday morning at 9, Mr. Todd Kenreck will be joining me as I'm DMing a level 20 game with Zane DeJeaneret, Melee
So
Damage,
early.
Nora Ibrahim, Jason Charles Miller, and Trish Hirschberger. That is Saturday morning for Founders and Legends at 9 Pacific. Then Sunday, these 2 beautiful people will be joining me for one-on-one shots, playing something and someone that we need to figure out. That should be either noon or 1 on Q times. I got to double check the calendar this week. And at B. Dave Walters, trying to make a documentary, and that's it.
Lauren.
Hi, I'm Lauren Urban. I'm the community manager for D&D Beyond. I'm wherever D&D Beyond is.
Whoever D&D Beyond is sold.
Todd.
I'm Todd Kenreck, and I get to play with all my friends on the show.
Meagan.
I'm Meagan Kenreck, and like live streaming D&D used to be a huge stressor for me because I wasn't used to going live with the stuff, but now it is the highlight of my week, and
Aw.
I love it so much, and I love playing with you all. And Jasmine, you are a fantastic DM.
Thank you.
Looking forward to this Sunday. It was news to me about 15 minutes before this game. Got to figure out what character I'm going to play. And B Dave's 1-on-2.
1-on-2. That is true. We're
D-
2v1 now.
D&D.
We're 2v1. That
We're
is true. Yep.
2v1.
I think we can kill him.
Now you will destroy a god.
With the will of Whittle, who is my rock gnome rogue, who is hellbent of killing Strahd. You know, she's
Half gnome,
pretty
half goblin.
willful.
Noblin. The Noblin.
She's a Noblin. Also, Todd and I are also going to start doing our D&D duet starting next month.
Yep.
Have more
That's true.
details on that
Very
soon.
Yeah, I'm doing it, I think, every Saturday or something. Yeah.
Mhm. Awesome. That leaves me. I am that Browns girl. You can find me on Twitch 6 days a week. However, I am going to be out of town starting tomorrow for a couple of days just to rest and recharge a little bit, and then I'll be back. As far as RPG stuff goes, I am launching I know I've been talking about it for a few weeks, but then there was a hiccup, but now we're back on track. I'm going to be launching an oh god, what's the name of the game? Ironsworn campaign with my good friend Josephine McAdam. We're going to be co-oping it. It's going to be very much Blackadder meets Good Omens. I'm obviously the Crowley in that situation. And, you can check that out on my channel. Yeah. Thank you so much for joining us this week, and we will see you next week for more flail snail shenanigans.
Just be careful when you're traveling, because those caves will humble you.
They'll humble.
It'll humble ya.
Humble ya.
Oh, humble ya.
These young kids think they're hot shit.
Humble ya.
Bye.
I am humbled.